All right, Jund Lurrus. This was a build-around submission for Lurrus of the Dream Den here, our companion, who generates lots of value in lots of different formats of Magic. And the person that submitted this asked me if I could pair Lurrus with Trail of Crumbs here. So we've got Lurrus alongside a food package here. So we've got Witch's Oven, Gilded Goose, then Cauldron Familiar. We got Stitcher Supplier here as a way to fill up the bin. I've got Priest of the Forgotten Gods and Kroxa as powerful must-answer 2-drop threats. And then I've got Call of the Dark Death Dweller to bring back Lurrus, as well as Maelstrom Pulse as good interaction at the top end. Someone said Soul Guide Lantern is a good one. You know, that is probably a good one, actually. You can cycle those too. It exiles a card, and then you can sacrifice it to draw a card. That's probably reasonable. There are a number of graveyard decks in the format at the moment. Let's do that. I like 2 of those before we dive in. Yeah, Alpine Moon is a piece of Field of the Dead hate that we can play without breaking Lurrus. So Lurrus does not let us play Virulent Plague or Blood Sun or Rampaging Frostodon. Again, these companions do come with a cost during deck building. The people making them out to be free are lying to themselves and to you. Deadweights or the 3/3 enchantment sideboard worth. I don't. That's why I'm not playing them. Those are not cards I overlooked. I just don't think they're very good. Looking at the decks that are seeing play in this format, you'll note that the removal selection in my sideboard has been picked out with explicitly the Winota deck in mind. So I think Redcap Melee is a premium removal spell in this format right now because it kills Winota for 1 mana. Noxious Grasp and Trophy also do it for 2. Probably a control deck free rolling Orphan Guard. Could even maybe be somebody playing something like what we just played. Playing Lurrus is free in a lot of decks like Modern Bogles. Alright, Weens beat me to timing you out, but I'd encourage you to have your reality based on facts, and I'd encourage you to go look at Bogles decks and go see that there are, in fact, a variety of cards that Bogles have played that were permanents that cost 3+ mana. What you probably mean to say is that Lurrus is a good upgrade for Bogles, which I think is accurate, but again, portraying an upgrade to be strict and free of any strings attached is just ignorant of reality. Lack of diversity due to companions. All Lurrus decks that play red have to play Alpine Moon for Field of the Hate. I mean, that's silly. That's silly, Dr. Mr. Bunny. What you're saying there is like, okay, well, all the red decks play Lightning Bolt, or all the black decks play Fatal Push. The decks play the answers that are good in their colors. That's how Magic works. As for what the future holds, again, maybe on other streams you'll get some lazy hot takes, but I'm not ignorant enough to say that I can predict the future and know what things are going to happen that I haven't seen yet. This is probably going to be a challenge for us. I bet our deck's going to struggle against these combo-based decks. Like, we're looking to generate value, and, like, they just kind of go over the top of us by combo killing us. Has Bogles added any mutate creatures? No. Now, the good news is I get to claim the Firstborn, their Kira, the Orphan Guard here, which will give my cat +1/+1, so I can attack their Teferi down this turn, which is funny. Most Eternal format players that are allowed on Twitter want to buy one deck and never spend money on cards. I agree. They basically just want to, like, have their deck and never have anything change. Which is fine. If that's the way they enjoy playing Magic, that's fine. My problem with people like that are when they're kind of dishonest with themselves about it, though. They're like, they don't acknowledge what their take is. They do mental gymnastics to justify their take to themselves rather than acknowledging what reality is. Is it worth eating a food there to find that oven and try and get rid of cure? No, I don't think so. That's why I didn't do it. If you would like to explain why you think that's worth it, feel free. Again, while I do occasionally miss things, in general, I'd prefer if you assume that I saw it and then make a case for why your play is good, as opposed to making me explain to you why your play is bad. How was Modern Day? It was excellent. Playing the Lurrus deck in Modern Day was the most fun I've had in a long time playing Modern. We played 3 incredibly interesting and interactive Lurrus mirror matches. Lurrus mirror matches. Our opponents were playing Lurrus decks, but they were different archetypes than what we were playing. And then we died twice to Amulet Titan, which didn't have a companion, and again, is one of the many busted things that's always existed in Modern. PCV, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. I would definitely run back the Sprite Tempo deck that we played this morning. It was great. I got to cast Spell Stutter Sprite, and I didn't feel embarrassed about the results. It was good fun. Good fun, chat. Yeah, actually, if you wanted to see more of the Jeskai Nexus deck, looks like that's what we're playing against here. Stay safe out there, Pickleball. This shark is going the distance. It's going full speed. Pauper's just a pretty miserable format in my experience. It's just incredibly grindy in a way that's not fun or interesting because none of your cards are powerful.
I can no longer stand by and watch. Hold that thought.
If people that are into it, more power to you, but for me personally, Pauper is just not Magic in a way that I enjoy. Sure. The other formats in general that I don't enjoy. Nah, I think most of the other formats have passing states of good and bad depending on what's legal and what's going on in them. Yeah, I guess Limited counts as a format. Limited has a couple different formats though too, right? Try and exile things that Lurrus can't get back here. I'll turn off auto order triggered abilities. I think, yeah, that's true. Like, a competitive commander, I think, is really stupid. I think it's an oxymoron. I think I have enough cards in my hand here that we're actually bringing the cap back and just not drawing anything here. Just, like, want to beat them down. Nice, BB. Beat up those arena nerds. Ooh. Okay, so let's play an oven. And then we'll escape Kroxa, and then we'll claim our Kroxa to give it haste. Yeah, better mana is one of the big things that this archetype gains. Three color decks in Standard can be a little bit rough on mana if they don't have a Triome. Buddy lands are a big deal. And then, are they dead? Almost dead, not quite. Oh, they are dead, right? Because I get to loop with 11. Yeah. Alright, Agonizing Remorse sounds good. Assassin's Trophy sounds good. Claim was okay there, but I think it actually tends to be a little bit lackluster in this matchup overall. Actually, Priest of the Forgotten Gods isn't stellar. Maybe I keep the claims in. Do this. Let's give this a try. I'm playing a version of the Genesis Wave Mutate deck, and it's been sweet. Thanks for the 3 months, world. I would encourage you to temper your expectations. I actually played that deck off stream a little bit, thinking I might play it in the MCQ, and just got, like, destroyed by a flurry of Tefreeze and Aether Gust and Brazen Borrowers. Is Noxious Grasp better than Claim? I think the utility of Claim randomly giving Kroxa haste has a lot of upside. I can go either way on that, though. Killing 5-mana Tefreeze is pretty good. Yep, yeah, occasionally grabbing sharks isn't terrible as well. Big agree. Just gonna take the fires we mentioned here. Really good code for the new Godzilla land sleeve? Sure, feel free to DM it to me. I like shinies. You think a deck with Mothra to double up Kroxas into the battlefield effect could be good in a strike? It sounds kind of slow and clunky. Still haven't milled any cats over here yet. I don't do modern build-arounds anymore. I just don't play enough of the format, and the brews tend to not be competitive enough on average in my experience.
Only time will tell.
Mostly gonna stick to playing tiered decks that have put up results in modern from here on out when we do play it. It's my cat. I became a Twitch streamer so my cat could have fame. God bless. All right, I'm not sure I want to know the answer to this question, but does anybody know why Texas Supreme Court is currently trending on Twitter? Is this something I want to know the answer to? What's up, oldest son? Yes. You watch a different show? Okay, press the back button, dude. Press the back button, B-A. You know what the letter B looks like? It's on the left side of the remote. You don't remember? I believe in you, tiny child. Hey, Patahari, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. They released a hairdresser from jail after being imprisoned for opening her salon early or something. It's really weird. I guess they didn't actually care about people breaking the law. Executive order eliminating jail as punishment for violating coronavirus restrictions. At least we know that all of that we're just here to follow the law, that all that was a lie. Any good active Magic forum websites like MTG Salvation? I'd encourage you to pop on in the subscriber Discord server. Got a big community there with lots of formats. Alright, dude. I'll help you. Yeah, quick. Let's do it. We're gonna remember what the back button looks like. Let's take a peekaboo, huh? Nothing useful in the bin for Lurrus. I think I'm just passing here. We'll sack the food, draw 2 cards. Gifted subs don't have access. Nope, gifted subs are the same as everything else. Gifted subs, prime sub, tier 1 subs. It's all the same on Twitch's back end as far as I'm concerned. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of people down at the Detroit Riverwalk with no masks or no protection. That's, yep, you know. Oven sounds great. Ooh, that's a good draw too here. So probably just go Priest Cat Oven now. So when you link your account to Discord, you need to follow the directions on my website. You gotta open the Connections tab on the desktop version of Discord. Anaphylactic, thanks for the sub-giftee. Skirt, thanks for the 15 months. Texas is in trouble. Dallas is seeing a record number of cases without a significant increase in testing. This data is before you account for the state reopening Friday Then the governor said that they're going to wait for data to come in before moving to phase 2 and changed his mind, which will allow restaurants, patios to operate at 100% on the 8th, salons open on the 8th. Yeah. Yep. The disparity or difference between these different states is going to really show why unified leadership from the president is something that we could really use in a time like this in the United States. Unified leadership's an option? It is. It is, in fact. Land here is a pretty good draw. Maybe I should have sacrificed the priest so I could call it back. Is a thought. I'm going to sack the Stitcher Supplier here and see what we draw. We got a Kroxa. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. This is a little aggressive, but I kind of like it. They want to double block here. They could lose another card. I really hope so too, Jace. I really hope so too. Imagine going back to the George W. Bush presidency and telling people, don't worry, it gets worse. I'm not sure they'd believe you. War criminal's not the bottom. It goes lower. Got Eternal Kefnet along with Nexus of Fate. Help. Help, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Yikes. Okay, I guess we take the last card out of their hand. They have Uro, yep. I put basics in my deck, right? Pretty sure I put basics in my deck. All right, we're playing Fabled Passage. Yeah, we have plenty of basics. Remember the zombie movie when they try to reopen the mall, the people just kind of walk around the zombies? Is that a joke or is that actually a movie? Feels bad putting Claim on the bottom there. I don't really have any outs here, right? Like Priest isn't very useful. Yeah, I can call back Kroxa and Supplier. And I can do this. So I get to play the cat out. I can eat a food. Draw, how do I draw a card? I don't have the ability to draw a card currently. Yeah, I can loop the cat, right? Yeah, this only gets permanents. Can't get Trail, can't get Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, so we're going to 1. Their Uro dice. They're looking for a Nexus of Fate to close this out. We know they have at least a couple of those. I've got Kroxa triggers. I don't think I can kill them with them though. Do we have lethal here? What if I start by doing this? I have three cats in my bin, right? So I could do this. That's another oven. Okay, so then I can play Kroxa. We sack him in response. And then I can bring cats into play. This is 1, 2, 3. And this is 4, 5, 6, 7, right? That's lethal, right? I think they're exactly dead. There's plenty of cards in my bin. We have an oven to get the next cat. Oh, I don't have enough food. Yeah, Kroxa's 3. I have to hit a cat with this. I have to hit a cat with this. Right? I have to hit the 4th cat here. Sure, chat, I sack Kroxa. The problem was the ordering. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I punted this. So if I would have put the cats into play and sacked them to the priest, the problem is I can't get the 2 cats in the graveyard. So I can play this and sack the Kroxa, but then I have 2 food, but then this is in play. Alright, I'm timing out people that are suggesting illegal plays. I punted that. So if I would have put Kroxa into play, sacked it, put the cats into play, sacked the cats to the priest, I would have had enough food to bring the cats back from the bin, but I was short the ability to put an extra cat into the discard pile, even though I had a food. So I ended up 1 point short there at the end. Oh yeah, I missed it. I had two looks. No, D-Sprag's right. That was a legal play. Untime out D-Sprag. Thanks. In fact, you timed them out when their play was legal, mod. So I'm gonna time you out. Their play was legal and very good. Get out of here. Alright, I think I want the remorses. I think I want the claims. They're like an Uro deck. Like we saw a lot of cards there, right? Trophies probably better than Maelstrom Pulse. Instant speed sounds good. I don't know what else exactly I want to get rid of here. Maybe Goose is a little bit slow. See, it seems fine. Could someone explain D-Sprag's line again? Yeah, so I had the ability to sack a thing and bring 1 cat back, and I had Trail of Crumbs in play with enough mana to bring a cat back, pay 1 with a Trail of Crumb, to then look at the top 2 cards of my deck to find the 4th cat still for lethal. So I could have looked for the 4th cat. I could have looked for the 4th cat that way. The TLDR. Yeah, it's also worth noting that, like, I had a Lurrus that I never used that game that restricted me from having access to Mayhem Devil, where if I would have had a Mayhem Devil, we definitely would have won, right? Because again, these companions are not free, no matter how loudly idiots shout that they're free from the rooftops. They're definitely good, and they're playable, but acting like they come with no restriction or downside is just patently incorrect. Objectively wrong. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch a swamp here. And then I'm going to go Lurrus, play a thing. Use this, sack these. They're not even completely free in those older formats. The amount of free that the companions are in formats like Modern is greatly overstated. Because the converted mana cost of a card is the number printed in the upper right-hand corner. Adventure cards work very well with Kroxa. The converted mana cost of me is $10. They brought in Leyline of the Void. Okay. Well, seeing that, I'm going to go ahead and bring my Maelstrom Pulses back in. Because Leyline of the Void is really good against us. Really good against us. Let's make sure we can kill that. I'm going to trim 2 geese and a call, I think, here. Let's have more ways to take Leyline off the table. I actually think counterspells are really dry and uninteresting card. I think conditional counterspells like Mana Leak that give play and counterplay are much more interesting. Mana Leak, Quench, even things like Negate tend to be more interesting in my opinion. I don't follow Arena, I just watched for Jeff. Can someone explain why there is a pulse? Yes, so Magic Arena's historic format is excellent because in addition to new sets being legal, several times per year they also do what they call a historic anthology, which they use to inject cards from Magic's history directly into historic. In fact, coming up on May 21st, we're going to get another injection of 27 cards from Magic's history into this format. Yeah, we find out what those cards are going to be tomorrow, which sounds fun. If we don't find the answer to this Leyline here, it looks like we're just going to get shut out, unfortunately.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
My thoughts on Ulamog and Obliterator seem fine. I don't really have anything too specific. Feels dead, man. If we find a trophy next turn, Stitch or Pulse, Stitcher Supplier could let us do some stuff, but if we can't take Leyline off the table next turn, we're gonna be just dead. Can we make an HA3 spoiler room on Discord? No. There's gonna be 25 cards. They'll all be up on Scryfall. You can discuss them in the historic channel. We need Chaos Confetti at Arena, something like that.
Flows with vigor.
I don't think Cabal Stronghold does what you think it does. Yeah, but its ability to make black mana doesn't have anything to do with Phyrexian Obliterator. Yeah, we're just into this ley line. Just have infinite cards. Yeah, and having a land that doesn't tap for black mana till later also makes your Obliterator worse, is accurate. A big true. Oh, I forgot to put in the code from Vaughn. To do that in a second. Yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna bottom the Kroxa here. Alright. We can now begin baking cats on a commercial scale. Does Splinter Twin make any 2-card combos in Historic? It's a good question. I don't think so, right? I think Village Bellringer was the last one. Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor does go infinite with Splinter Twin. How funny would that be? The Vanafear cards. How funny would it be if they printed Splinter Twin into Historic before it ever got unbanned in Modern, if ever? That would be peak cheeky. I would love that too. Just like would solidify in my mind Historic as the one true Magic format that anybody gives a crap about. I didn't play Lurrus out here because ideally I want to get some value with this. Esperlians to start. Could see like main deck Cry even. Just gonna slowly beat them down with this cat over the next 5 turns with the oven. Until they provide an answer to it. I'm pretty sure they're just supposed to hit my face there because they don't gain any life with this line. No, believe it or not, I don't have a spoiler for WotC. That'll come as a shock to all the regulars here. Dovin's Veto. Yep, not so useful here, friendo. Please never ask Watsy to do anything for me. Don't do it, Hogland. I've got a family to feed and people to care about. It adds a turn to my clock. Listen, I would encourage you to become psychic and know that there was a cat on top of my deck like I did. I would encourage you to see into the future and know that second cat was coming down on from high.
Past, present, and future are bound by threads of time.
That's not fair. Look at you, puny mortal, trying to make good decisions with information that you have available to you at the time. Ah, Esper, conceding to a person blinking cats in and out. Is there anything more Esper than that, chat? I'm not sure that there is. Do I want trophy? Would I rather have trophy or priest here is a real question, I think. Maybe I trim the geese. Our geese is good with Trail of Crumbs, though, in terms of making it really resource efficient. Let's do this. $32.9 on UNM. Nice, Vixed. Was that you think that's an outlier, or is that like what you can do? If that's like a normal for you, we could probably shuffle these clans and start downing that with some consistency. Thanks for the biddies. For people that don't understand the jargon in Vic's post there, it's Raid Shadow Legends thing. Not just a well-advertised meme, also an okay game. I think I Agonizing Remorse here just in case they left in. This is pretty punishing. Oh, they don't have double blue. Okay, I'm gonna take their Teferi. I did, Vix. Thank you. Doesn't that support gambling? There is some RNGesus in the game. You know, maybe with the Othakaya being known in their hand, I'm supposed to just play the Witch's Oven out there so I can sack the Goose to it. Can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Oven out this turn so we can get that down under the counterspell here. I think I'm Kroxaing and not actually sacrificing it to the Oven because I want to loop the cat with the Oven to draw a card with Trail of Crumbs. Is the sequence here? You brought me lunch. Look at that. You only halfway dumped it out. I love you, child. Thank you, tiny man. Close the door, child. Children, chat. Children. Food delivery, children. It's like Hogwarts, right? Maybe I'm supposed to take the, what's it called there, so I can fill the bin for Kroxa, probably. Didn't matter. Played perfectly, obviously. Obviously played perfectly. I think I start with this here, especially with the claims in my hand, in case they deploy anything. Bounce lands in Historic. Did they start spoilers early? Do you have a source on that? We get their saproling now. It's incredibly rude. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, don't get people excited like that. Come on now. It's just rude. Get them all worked up. Busy being essential, but looking forward to hitting up Hoots this summer with some time off. Hey, Gary, Gray, stay safe out there. We appreciate the half a year. Yep, just pass. My sequencing here wasn't completely ideal, but, you know, whatever is completely ideal, chat. Christy just messaged me and asked if all of my lunch made it down here or if Declan stole the candy out of the basket. By the looks of it, He did not nick my candy, so you know. Maybe there's hope for the little demon. I don't really know what they're doing. I just click you submit. Really looking forward to the ranked ladder coming back on, so there's less like cards I own matchups like this. I think we're 2-1, if I recall. We talked about this the other day. A lot of the Magic Arena new player guides recommend playing in these constructed events as a way to build your collection without mentioning that there's no really like deck quality or player strength based matchmaking, which makes for some real lopsided matchups like what we have here. You want to see Deathray Shaman in Historic? It wouldn't really do anything. Just like it doesn't really do anything in Pioneer. Deathray Shaman's only good when you have busted fetch lands with it. Easy block here. I'll be able to bring this back with the food here and draw a card. I like to see cards that won't really impact the format. Well, that's just silly. I think adding cards that will explicitly be able to see play and shape things is far more ideal. Yeah, today's actually been a really good set, which is nice after the disaster that was yesterday. Pretty much, this is our third Historic deck, I believe, and all of them have been pretty reasonable. We also played Modern this morning, and Modern was reasonable this morning, which is kind of unreal. What do we think of just playing Lurrus here? And, like, making them have another removal spell? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Modern was funny because the deck everyone's complaining about was super reasonable, and the deck no one complains about was just, like, super obnoxious. This is just a friendly reminder that lazy comparisons, like calling companions commander, should be saved for Magic, Twitter, and Reddit, and they aren't welcome in my chat. Thanks. Thanks for the big donation, Seth. I'll get that one added today after we're done. Remember, I will be off tomorrow, but we'll definitely be live Saturday, so we should get to that then. I'll finalize my exact schedule for next week tomorrow while I'm off, but still going to be a lot of Historic every day. I think my plan is to do 1 standard deck per day, and then we'll do 3 Magic Online days, and then somewhere between 2 to 4 Historic decks per day, depending on how I'm feeling and what the viewer count's like. How much for me to stream tomorrow? $400. Let's give you a realistic number. I will be tweeting my thoughts on companions throughout the course, or my thoughts on new cards throughout the course of the day. Adam, thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Are deck submissions for standard essentially frozen? Yeah, but standard submissions aren't frozen because of the queue length. They're frozen because standard is stains that I don't really have a desire to commit to playing any more decks. And I talked about this a little bit already, but like moving forward, I'm going to take fewer standard decks at set release just in case it ends up being what's often been the case recently and the format ends up being miserable. Alright, so we're hoping to draw just any... We're hoping to draw any creature next turn, basically. Yeah, Ikoria Standard became stale and kind of record pace. Rotation's always great. Yay, Magic. I mean, to be fair, you could argue, I think, that these Magic Fest onlines, where they're publishing full data from these events several times per day, the 5.0 list, I think you can actually get full deck lists from them too, are more data than we've had from Standard in a very long time, right? Like from a data perspective, I actually think we're at a pretty high point in terms of how much data there's been available. Let's see if they have a removal spell here or not. This is not guaranteed lethal, I don't believe. Oh, yeah, it is, right? Because the cat comes back 3 times. I think it depends on how you prefer playing Magic, Wilder Nectal. Pretty impressive set. Like, ran pretty unfortunate here. And then the cat oven able to power us through. So data is bad, I do it, right? Yeah, and just for reference, like, people saying we need more rotations, that just means War of the Spark was still only legal for 18 months. The current rotation setup that we have is extra stupid, in my opinion, just because some sets are legal for 24 months, and some sets are legal for 15, and that incredible range, I think, is very silly. Redcap Melee and Noxious Grasp sound good here. What do I want to get rid of? Maelstrom Pulse is a little bit slow, maybe. You can't oven. Confirmed good against aggro. Grass, green, water, wet. Yeah, trophy's probably fine. Is it crazy to trim some trail? Probably not. How would change rotation to, like, how would I change rotation? I would just have rotation happen twice a year. As for how long sets remain legal, that's something you could play with and change. Try and figure out what's ideal. Would I rather have Call of the Death Dwellers or Trail of Crumbs? I think I'd rather have Trail. Could go either way. So we do this. Cap Spellbreaker. We can eat this food with the goose end of turn to draw a card. This can chump block here after we get Questing Beasted. Yep. So we're going to take 8 total this turn. How is Just Guy Friends? It was fine. Felt like our removal suite in the build that we played was a little bit off. Overall, the archetype still seems reasonable. The illusion of choice. Priest is not bad. So let's go Goose. Blood Crypt. Can bring the cap back and trophy something. Gonna be dead to a cleave here. Never not dead to cleave. Hey, Snake 4. Thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Also dead to Stomp here. Oh, we're actually not dead to Stomp, right? Get to do this. Okay. Okay. Well, I think we go Priest, and then we plan to get some chump block on next turn. I just need like one more brick out of them. If we get to untap with these priests and the Lurrus, we should be in a good spot. Wait, what? That had to have been a misclick, right? Yeah, I was gonna have to throw away the geese there. And maybe they don't realize it is trample. That's fair. Alright, so now I can go Lurrus. And then Lurrus lets me Kroxa from the bin. And then Kroxa gets sacked to the oven. The oven makes 2 food. I put 2 cats into play. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little priest sacked the man in the moon. Do 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 do. Cats and ovens confirmed good against aggro when they don't have sword. hand's okay. Maybe a little bit speculative on what the Stitcher Supplier could find for us to do. Do we play any Standard Day or just Historic? Just Historic. I needed a day off of Standard after yesterday. I'm gonna go back to doing one Standard deck per day starting Saturday. I'm off tomorrow. But we're gonna be doing minimal amounts of Standard here moving forward unless something drastically changes in the format. Need like, I don't know, probably would need an Agent of Treachery ban if I'm being honest, and I don't really expect them to change much in Standard. I think without a significant change, my desire to play Standard is at an all-time low. The system of what we do here of playing viewer submissions, the average viewer submission tends to be mid-rangey. And mid-range decks are just unplayable in this format, in the current Standard format. Which is sad, because they're my favorite kind of Magic. It's probably going to be an uphill climb. Interesting. They have a bounce spell for this priest. Rotation, take away shock lands. What land cycle would you like to see printed? Fast lands. I think we're long overdue for some fast lands. What aggro deck would you recommend in Standard? I'd recommend closing your computer and doing something else other than trying to play aggro. In my opinion and experience, none of the aggro decks in Standard are good. They are only capable of winning when the good decks draw very poorly. It's neither interesting nor fun. How's this deck felt? I don't know. The deck quality that we've played against in this set's been a little bit middling. So like okay-ish. Do I play Raid on a phone or a tablet? Mostly on my phone. I have 1+6T. Although, fun fact, I ordered a 1+8 last night. Looking forward to getting that to play with. The Boot, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Aggro is when you draw more omens in the Lucamere and nobody combos. Yeah. It's just not competitive, Elky. The mana base deals too much damage to you. The power level of its individual cards is kind of low. Just as a whole is just not very good. Like, discard a card. Sack the cat here so we can gain some life. Any suggestions for players looking to get into Raid? I don't personally offhand. So my schedule doesn't really allow me a ton of time to do extra stuff, and when I am, I don't want to do like work-ish stuff. My piece of advice would be pick the wizard for your starting champion. Is the best piece of advice. And then if you're under other specific sessions, pop into the subs Discord server. There's a bunch of us in there that play that can field specific questions. Should we take their last card? I guess I could have taken their last card, huh? If I fetched red there, I could have escaped Kroxa. There's a bunch of pinned links in the subs Discord server too, of things that are useful to varying degrees. Smack them with Stitcher Supplier here. And then I think we're stabilizing at this point. We had that turn where like the priest resolved and didn't get bounced. Feels pretty good. Gonna take another hit here, but then we have like double priest active next turn. It'll be hard for them to catch back up. We can call the Kroxa. That's a good thought. I think we're supposed to save the call for Lurrus there overall, but that isn't something I'd considered. All right, trophy definitely sounds good here. Claim the Firstborn is fine. What do I want to trim? Kroxa actually seems kind of slow and clunky. I'm also kind of expecting like some Aether Gust out of their sideboard, which Kroxa's not stellar against. Let's trim those. Somewhat serious rate suggestion, use a program like BlueStacks to emulate 4 to 5 new accounts, play all of them together for a few days, and then keep the account that pulls the best champions. Is Alpine Moon for Field of the Dead? Yeah. Yeah, it can also come in against Azcanta against the Nexus of Fate decks. So you name Azcanta the Sunken Ruin with it. I think I mulligan this. The mana's awkward, the spells are just okay. Well, poop. 3-color mana bases, chat. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when mono blue comes for you? Do 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 do. Do 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 boop 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 do do. Hug the Quilfer, thank you for the 30 months. I appreciate the 2.5 years. Welcome back. Yeah, if they ever do a case study on the quickest formats could manage to warp and change, Pioneer will definitely be on the list. There's the Dasher. Wonderful see and unsummon our Brazen Borrower next turn of them. They keep putting the 2/2 underneath. I wonder if they think it loses flying. Is mono blue the greedy police? Not strictly, because mono blue doesn't always have a particularly good Field of the Dead matchup in my experience. And some of the greedy decks in this format are Field of the Dead decks. Oh, they want to keep the pirate. Okay, yeah, that's a good read. So they're keeping it a pirate in the event of Lookout's Dispersal. That's a good thought. 'Cause when you mutate over, you get the octopus creature type and lose the pirate. That's a good catch. It's a really, really good catch. Ooh. So we'll make them discard. We'll sack this in response. I don't think I'm attacking with Lurrus here. I think the downside of Lurrus running into a Tricky Dick or the 2/1 Flash Idiot are too high compared to the 3 points of damage at the moment. I think I'd like to just pass. Bounce Priest, sure. Alright, lead on this. So that way if they counterspell it, we can play it again. Get retorted. Lurrus gets to attack here. And then if they don't have a way to bounce this again, next turn we get to go Stitcher, Supplier, play Kroxa using Lurrus, sack them to this. You get to draw 2 extra cards here though, so there could easily be another bounce spell in our future. Maybe a removal spell, perhaps. I think we saw Watery Grave in game 1, if I recall. Can you drive now, Dad? Yeah, but you're gonna have to pay for your own car insurance. Woof. Okay, so I get to do this. And then I get to sack this. Well, the priest has lost its ability till end of turn, so I cannot claim it and use it. That is not how Magic the Gathering works. Why not claim the pirate and sack it to Oven? Oh, that's a good thought. We could claim their creature. Oh, that's too late now. I got Kroxa into play. It's gonna be okay. Well then. I don't think, how does this work? This creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. I would get to draw still. It gives the creature the ability. Sure, that makes sense. Yep. So we'll cast this. Put some things in the bin. Activate Priest. Call back these two with the mana. Priest, then claim Priest might have been a good line. Can you articulate yourself? Can you tell me why you think that was a good line? Stitcher Supplier's been really impressive in this set. Now when they trade with Lurrus here, I get to call it back. Just race them. And the actual optimal line was claim their thing the previous turn when they were tapped out. They also literally have Brazen Borrower here. It's also correct. Thanks, Twitch chat. This deck we're playing actually felt like incredibly reasonable. Was not expecting it to feel decent. Kind of felt okay. It's good, clean, interactive. A little bit of value from the Lurrus. What's the deck of the day so far? I have no idea. Need to go back and look at them all. We still got one or two more after this. Yes, these both have Menace and Death Touch, which is funny. From the call. First game with Winota, whiff on 2 triggers, hit on the other 2 and put them to -30 on turn 4. God bless. Are you dead yet? Yep. Yep. Couple different ways to eat this Rhesus here. We can loop the cat in play, we can cast the cat from hand, we can activate our priest. -507 is my personal best with Winota. That's great. The jump blocking with the geese actually ended up being relevant there too. Denying them some cards in hand at the end. Not bad. Not bad. Thoughts on this? You forgot the new set had rolled out. What's going on, Pathfinder? You didn't. You missed a taxing emotional experience. Really, believe it or not, Standard did not improve with the new set. It's basically the TLDR. This deck seems really good. Yeah, it felt like a pretty reasonable mid-range deck, right? Like we have this kind of graveyard element to our deck where we're generating card advantage from, but overall, like, we're just like, got some interaction, got some card advantage baked in, got Witch's Oven plus Cauldron Familiar as a way to activate this piece of card advantage while also stalling us against aggro. The Gruul matchup felt very reasonable. Lurrus just does a very good job of making Priest of the Forgotten Gods a card that's harder to kill. Like, the Priest of the Forgotten Gods decks are like night and day different when they keep Priest in play. So the fact that, like, they have to kill Priest twice a lot of the time is a big deal. Yep. Yeah, paper Magic's probably not realistically returning anytime soon anywhere reasonable. The Illinois governor rolled out a 5-stage plan for returning back to normal and getting back to the 5th stage where large Magic tournaments could happen. It wasn't slated to happen until post-vaccine, which is pretty realistic from my understanding. Sunaru, thanks for the 41 months. All right, we're going to do at least one more Historic deck today, maybe 2. Up next, we're going to play some Golos Field Gates, featuring some Genesis Ultimatum and some Agent of Treacheries and some Field of the Deads here in Historic. I'm going to do a quick ad roll. I'll get everything set up and flipped over. This break's probably going to be about 4 or 5 minutes. I also need to run to the restroom and brush my teeth since I just ate lunch. We'll be back in just a few minutes with some more Historic action. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.